This is PreCalculus 12, Chapter 7.3. We're going to do the extra section using the Casio calculator. So we're going to go to Menu 5 to Graph. We need to enter this in brackets because it's more than one term. So we enter bracket sine x. And we actually need an extra bracket for the Casio. So if we want to square the sine function, we need a bracket around it, and then squared plus 1, and a close bracket for the numerator divided by sine x. Now we enter the second equation. We need a bracket. 1 plus, again, there's two terms here, 1 divided by, and we're going to put brackets, sine x, bracket, squared, and then a close bracket. So that's the numerator divided by the denominator. The denominator is more than one term, so we need brackets, 1 divided by sine x. That's good. Now we can draw it. And with the default window, I cannot tell what's happening. I can't tell if the other one drew on top or whether it drew outside the window. So we need to exit. We need to go up to the second function. Always make the second function the thick line. And now we're ready to draw. Okay, you can see it quickly trace out. The second one went on top of the first one. They're identical, so we want to prove them. Okay, let's look at the second function. Let's delete. Actually, I don't want to delete it. I just want to modify it. The only difference between this function and that function is the 2. So I'm going to put a 2 right there. It's a flashing little cursor, so that means I'm inserting. And for the second function, this is 2 divided by sine squared x, so I'm going to replace this with a 2. And I'm going to back up 1, and then I'm going to delete the extra ones. We have 1 left bracket, so we should only have 1 right bracket. And I'm just going to enter minus 1 from here. And delete, 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 delete. Okay, now we can go ahead and draw. Okay, so we see the first curve and we see the second curve. But what I'd like to do is, again, go out and make this a thick line. So I'm pressing F4 and then F2. So the second function is going to be thick line. You don't want to make the first function the thick line because then you wouldn't be accomplishing anything. You'd see a thin line draw on top of the thick line, which means you can't see it. Okay, so this is definitely the new one. And we can see that this has been scaled up a little bit. But anyways, they are different. So this is a problem where we need to solve. So in some questions you'll be asked to prove or solve. You need to find out if they're identical first or not. And that completes this mini lesson.